Okay, I'm going to show you how to fill in your comic. So first, right here, we have a T-Rex that dies. Blech. Sorry, T-Rex, you're dead. I'm going to color the ground underneath him or her brown. And we're sorry about our poor T-Rex. Then in the next comic box, it says the plant or animal gets buried by soil, rocks, and sand. So I'm going to start by coloring the ground again, because he's still going to be laying on the ground. But some things happen. In the first 10,000 years, there's a volcanic eruption and his body gets buried by lava. So I'm going to color his body getting buried by lava. And then there's a big sandstorm and the lava gets buried by sand. And millions of years later, there's a flood. And when the flood comes, it brings water, which also brings lots of big rocks. Oops. And more sand and dirt. And now our poor T-Rex is just buried under all of that stuff. After a long time, the soft tissues, like muscles and skin, they start to decompose, which means they start to rot and disappear. So what's left is our T-Rex's skeleton, the bones. That's the hard part of the body that's left behind. So even though he's decomposed, still buried by lava, still buried by that sandstorm, still buried by the flood with the rocks, I broke my crayon. And by more soil. And then the skeleton is buried deep within the earth, and some of the water from underground can seep up, or when water rains down, it can seep down, and water carries minerals in it. And those minerals are going to fill in the skeleton. They're actually going to harden and create a rock. So it's not exactly the same thing as the bones. It's in the shape of the bones, but it's a rock. But it's still buried underneath all of the same things. That didn't change. Just the skeleton is changing. And then one day, somebody digs a hole there. Digs through the rocks and the sand and the lava and the soil, the dirt, to find our T-Rex's fossil. So it's not the exact same thing as a skeleton, it's a fossil. And I'm going to add myself as the paleontologist up here. You can add yourself as the paleontologist, digging up this T-Rex. Here's my shovel. Wow, I kind of look like a witch in that picture. All right, so once you've completed your T-Rex comic, we are going to move on to the next thing, which is we're actually going to make a mold fossil. Okay?